Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula and today let's talk about designer tote bags. Do you remember the time when Louis Vuitton Neverfull cost around 600 euros? Well, I do, and I stumbled across Louis Vuitton's website the other day and just kind of checked what the current pricing for the Neverfull is, and I kind of got a bit surprised of what the price point is currently, and that's why I got an kind of idea to look around different luxury brands' website and see like what are the brands now asking for these tote bags, because I don't know if you have heard this, but I've heard quite many people describe designer tote bags as entry-level bags. I do not agree with this statement, but probably it kind of stems from the fact that typically, or at least in the past, the tote bags were from the less expensive side from the designer house or the fashion house, probably because the design is quite simple. It's just maybe like a big open space there. I do have my laptop case in this one, don't let that bother you, but it's kind of like a simple design, although it has quite a lot of material. So in that way I kind of probably not necessarily understood why to begin with it was with such let's say lower price point compared to other handbags, but now I feel like the prices of tote bags have also gone up quite a lot. And I kind of wanted to take it up as a challenge. Would I find a tote bag from a luxury designer house for less than 1,000 euros? And I did. So in this video, let's go through 8 luxury designer tote bags in the price order, starting from the most expensive and then ending up to the least expensive, which still is under 1,000 euros. Just for the fun of it. So are you ready? Let's go. I have my laptop here so that I can see all the names and prices of the bags, and so that I don't mess up things. And of course there are many more tote bags out there, and these luxury brands also provide multiple variations of tote bags. So I've just kind of chosen the ones that are most like each other and kind of the least expensive tote bag I could find, if that makes sense. So obviously there are many different tote bags from these brands, but just kind of going with the least expensive one, like the entry-level bag, if you will. Although with these prices, boy, entry-level has gone up a lot. As number 8, let's take the Celine medium kabas phantom tote bag. And this is 100% leather, inside, outside, a very classic tote bag. And the price point of this one is 1,600. So for a full leather tote, 1,600. I feel like that is quite a lot of money, even though it is 100% leather lined. Still, like when we go to the other handbags, there is more leather totes that are less expensive. So in that sense, I feel like the Celine one is maybe a bit overpriced for what it is, even though it is beautiful and I'm a big Celine fan. But for this, I would definitely look on the pre-owned. Plus, I've seen quite many of these bags and the corners don't really wear that well, or then it just might be that those are the ones that are sold on the pre-owned. I don't know, but it kind of, the corners I've seen show wear rather lot. So just keep that in mind. Number 7, I have the Louis Vuitton Neverfull in the size, and the price currently for the canvas Neverfull, so basically this one, is 1,500. Wow, I think that is a lot of money for a Neverfull bag, and maybe it is because when I started following Neverfull, so almost like when it came out to the market, you could get the bag for around 600 euros. It did not come with the pouch, but yet again, we don't buy the bag for the pouch, I'm assuming. We buy it for the tote capacity. And then they added the pouch and then added a few €100 to the price. When I purchased mine, would that be now 7 years ago, 6.5, soon 7 years ago, I paid less than €1,000. So I paid for like 940 or something. Unfortunately, I don't remember by heart. And the receipt, I do own that one, but it's tucked away somewhere. So it was definitely less than €1,000. It was a bit over 900 back then. So in six plus years, it has gone up to 1,500. And even though I feel like the Neverfull and the canvas with Louis Vuitton, that's like indestructible, and for me at least, the Vaquera, I've had 0 issues. It has a lovely darkening happening, but like nothing else, and it doesn't dig my shoulder. It's I can carry a lot of stuff. I don't need to worry that the handles couldn't kind of take it. Yet I still feel like 1,500 euros, that might be too much for this bag. And on the list, there are others that are more worth it, in my humble opinion, than new from the boutique. So with Neverfull, I would maybe also turn to the pre-owned, because this is a very popular bag from Louis Vuitton. And in my eyes, at least, the pre-owned is kind of filled with Neverfull. So it is possible to make amazing deals on the pre-owned from Neverfulls than paying 1,500. As number 6 on the list, we have a tote bag from Valentino, which is called Rockstud Grainy Calfskin Tote, and that retails for 1,365 euros. And this is also a tote bag, a very kind of plain and simple tote bag, as basically are all of these. And here, for instance, compared to the Celine one, which is almost 300 euros less expensive, this is also full leather tote. So already kind of going from Celine to Valentino, you can get a leather tote bag with a better price point. And this is even like less expensive than the Neverfull. Although, as I did already mention, I feel like the Louis Vuitton canvas is kind of indestructible. You can do a lot of things to it and it won't show wear. Leather, of course, is different because leather scratches and all of that. So that's probably then like preference question. Which one do you like? But still a better price point than the Celine one. As number 5, I've chosen the Fauré Le Page Daily Battle Tote in the size 37. I feel like that probably reflects this size of tote bags that we'll be now talking about the best. And that is 1,250 euros. This is also a canvas tote. And I've heard only good things about Fauré Le Page tote bags, especially with the leather-lined corners. That gives a lot of durability to the bag, so the corner wear is kind of tackled with those. And I feel like this looks really, really nice. It has a canvas as well. This has a long history, this fashion house building cases for weaponry, if I remember correctly. Or did it actually build weapons? Well, anyway, it is a long, it has a long history. And they now create all type of canvas bags pretty much, and they have their own canvas. And they have in this Daily Battle tote comes in many different sizes and with zippers and all of that. So this is just one example, but this is also still a lot less expensive than the Louis Vuitton Neverfull, which I feel like I'm comparing to that, but that probably is the most popular out of all of these. So just kind of a good good reflection, I feel like. Number 4 would be from Goyard, the St. Louis tote, but in the PM size. So mine is in the GM, and this is quite a lot of bigger than the Neverfull. If you are interested in that, I have made a comparison between these two where you can see how the Neverfull fits into my GM sized St. Louis tote, but I chose the PM size for this because it matches more the size of the Neverfull MM. And the PM currently retails for 1,220 euros. So this I think is now like 200 euros more the GM size than the PM size. And I feel like with the Goyard St. Louis there is kind of opinions to multiple different directions. There has been a lot of issues with the quality and durability with the St. Louis tote in particular. And then there is me who love it and haven't had any issues with it. So I kind of feel like this is maybe something that if you're interested in the Goyard, you should just test yourself, because you will find different type of experiences and opinions with the Goyard. And fact, there is many people who have had issues with this. So if that scares you, maybe there are other tote bags than the Goyard one, but I love everything about this one. So but yeah, I have videos of this. I won't kind of dive into it right now, but yeah, this is this number 4. Number 3 is from Gucci, and it is the Ophidia medium GG tote with 1,190 euro price tag. This is also canvas, and as I don't have any Gucci bags, I haven't owned any Gucci bags ever, but as far as I've understood, the canvas that they have is very durable. So this tote would be also like very durable, although I don't think this is coated canvas. I might be very much mistaken here. And probably when I go to the website and read what it says, it's gonna correct me. But yeah, so if you're into a canvas tote and you love the Gucci aesthetics, this one could be a good one. It's not that far away from the 1,000 euro mark that for some reason I've set up as like my my magic number. I don't know why. But yeah, moving on to the next one. As number 2, we have Saint Laurent shopping tote. I remember, I don't think it was even that many years ago when this bag retailed for 795 euros. And I feel like that was such a great bargain at that point, because this is a leather tote bag. And now, in the beginning of 2023, the price for this is 1,100 euros. So this has also gone over the 1,000 mark, being a full leather tote bag. Yet I still feel that this is truly value for money, because it comes with the pouch. For instance, compared to the Celine, which was 1,600 euros, I don't think it comes with a pouch. I might also be mistaken here, but even if it did, like, this is 500 euros less expensive. And I feel like both with the Celine and the Saint Laurent, they have minimum branding. They have this small print that says the brand, that's it. So if you're looking for a very understated, work appropriate tote bag, I think these two could be good options for it, but definitely the Saint Laurent one, because the price point in this list, if you compare like completely, it has still a very good price. All the prices have clearly gone up with the tote bags, and I don't know who would dare to say that these are the entry level bags to some brand. It might be that with this entry level, people actually mean like the first handbags of that brand, but I've always interpreted more like entry level is the cheaper bags or items from that specific brand. How have you interpreted this? let's continue in the comments. But that's how I've always seen when someone is saying that it's an entry level, I feel like it's less expensive then. So all in all, the prices have gone up, and I wouldn't dare to call a 1,600 euro item an entry level by any means. And of course, we all have different budgets, different financial situations, so then we can go wherever we can afford, pretty much. But it's not an entry or a senior level or whatever. So yeah, I think this is beautiful. It's classic. It's timeless. It will never go out of fashion, like tote bags in general. But I still have in my mind, like, it used to be less than 800 euros, and I feel like it was less than 800 euros for quite a long period of time. And then Saint Laurent also started raising the prices quite a lot, I feel like. I've actually made also a video of my Saint Laurent collection, also including the items that I have owned in the past from Saint Laurent, and the prices that they are currently compared to when I purchased them. And there are certain items that the price difference is quite humongous. So Saint Laurent has definitely risen the prices. And still, kind of considering how much leather is in this piece, 1,100 is not that bad. But if we now go to the first, or number one, it's not first, number one on my list, which is also a leather tote under 1,000 euros, it is still possible to get a designer tote bag for less than 1,000 euros. And this bag is from Chloe, and it's called the Judy tote. And currently it retails for 950 euros. It is beautiful, very like classic tote bag shape. You could use it every day for work or wherever you feel like it. It also has very minimum branding, and because this is Chloe, I didn't really make any research. I only went to Chloe's own website, but if this is sold on some of these other retail stores, you probably can get a discount with Farfetch or whatever if it is sold there. Because Chloe it's still possible to purchase Chloe off a discount. So I feel like this is, if you are looking for a very classic looking leather tote bag, new from the boutique, of course, if you go pre-owned, there is a lot of more options available for you. But if you're looking for a brand new tote bag and you want a leather one and very kind of minimum branding, I think Chloe would be a really good option, and it's still possible to get one for less than 1,000 euros. I kind of, when I was looking at these different sites and price points, I felt a bit like, okay, so you cannot get a tote bag for less than 1,000 euros anymore. And then I stumbled into this one, which I think is a really good buy in this time and age if you are looking for one. Now that we have gone through the whole list of all the 8 tote bags, this was not my preference list or something that I feel like it was from worst to the best. This was in the price order. So if we kind of discuss then what I feel is the best or what would be worth to purchase, I think that's very subjective, as everything is. Personally, I've gone with canvas totes, as you can see here. So I have had my neverfull for, what was it, 6.5, soon 7 years. I love this. It's very practical. It's super easy to use, wear. I love the Damier Azure. It's my favorite canvas. I don't really mind that every other person on the street has one, because there is a reason why this is popular. And I think this is great. It fits like everyday needs. So if I would go to the office, all the laptop stuff, that's great. But if I would go to the office and to the gym, for instance, then for me this will become a bit tight. So it's more like an everyday bag for one purpose and not for the whole day. I think then the GM size probably would be better. But all in all, as mentioned, for 1,500, I would not purchase this anymore. So even if Louis Vuitton has a good reputation and the Neverfull has really good reputation, I would not spend 1,500 on a Neverfull. I think that's just an overkill. And really, I'm curiously waiting when there is another Louis Vuitton price increase. What are they gonna do? Like, how far are they gonna get? Because even now, if you would get the leather version of the Neverfull, that is 2,060 euros, which is like over 2,000 euros for a tote bag. I feel like that's really crazy, especially because this style is very simple, in my humble opinion. And the reason why I went with Goyard is that, first of all, I love the aesthetic. The Goyardine print is very beautiful. I love that everyone doesn't recognize this on the street, for instance. I can just like, if you know, you know, if you don't know, then you don't know, and that's more than okay with me. It still looks like a neutral for me. I love this color combination of black leather on this black colorway. This is super lightweight, and it fits massive amount of stuff. And of course, I've also seen the videos and reviews of the corner wear and the leather wear and like all of that. I still took the risk because I wanted the bag, and we all have different experiences with items, and if you like and love something enough, then don't let other people's opinions stop you from doing what you want to have. And I've had zero issues. Obviously, I haven't owned this even a year yet, so maybe they are coming, but I'm prepared for that. But for now, I've used this on my work trips, so overnight stuff, laptop stuff, clothes, hygiene products, whatever, I fit in here. It fits so much stuff. I love it, and I've had no issues with the wear of the bag. So I definitely do love this. But if I would now be searching for like a daily tote that has a really minimum branding, I would probably go for Chloe or then the Saint Laurent one if I could find a good deal out of that. But basically a leather tote bag. I feel like leather is more appreciated than canvas for some reason, even though these are very durable. But still, maybe, as if I would look for a leather tote, I wouldn't be willing to pay the Celine prices, not maybe even Valentino, because Valentino is not really my aesthetics. And I feel like the resale value there is not that great if I would get bored with it or something. So maybe that would be from a designer outlet then, or from pre-owned. But I would definitely look for Saint Laurent and Chloe, and maybe even more so with the Chloe, because I don't think there is that much difference with the Saint Laurent and Chloe one, although Saint Laurent comes with a pouch, so maybe that would be the worth 150 euros. That is the price difference. But all in all, I feel like we are all very different, and you should definitely get the tote bag that you want. So the price difference between these Celine one and the Chloe one is like 650 euros. So if your heart points out to a certain bag that is more expensive than the other one, and just for the functionality it feels like I don't want to pay that extra money, I feel that the price difference or the bracket that we operated, especially in this video, is not that big. So you should definitely go for the bag that you want, and it probably will be more value for you if you want something a bit less expensive than the other ones. Just save up a bit more and get the one that you want. From experience, those items tend to bring more joy than the kind of replacement items where I still kind of keep thinking that maybe I would still want that, or I realize all the time that the one that I purchased is not the one that I was truly wanting. So I don't want to say which one is the best or which one is not. I feel like that's always like what you want, that's the best one for you. Have you noticed that the prices of designer tote bags have gone up, or do you feel like they are reaching a point where they are quite expensive for what they are? I would be so curious to continue the conversation down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.